Understandably, there are some things from your personal life that you don't want to talk to your employer about, for example, money, religion, politics. However, there may come a time when you need to file for bankruptcy. When this happens, you may wonder whether your employer will know. The short answer to this question is that more than likely, the fact that you're filing for bankruptcy will remain a private matter. Of course, every bankruptcy is a public record. It's quite rare to have a situation where an employer will know that you're filing for bankruptcy. Of course, there are still some times when it's a cause for concern. If you still have this concern, here's what you need to know. Employers aren't notified when you file for bankruptcy. You may be afraid that an official piece of mail will be sent to your employer notifying them of your bankruptcy. Rest assured that there aren't any official notices like this sent to your employer. While your employer is responsible for paying you the money you've earned while working for them, they have no further reach when it comes to your personal financial situation. You're not responsible for telling your employer that you file for bankruptcy. You may feel even better knowing that you aren't responsible for telling your employer that you filed for bankruptcy. By law, this is a private financial matter. Of course, there will be a public record made in regard to your filing because it involves a Florida court matter. However, this doesn't mean that you must tell your employer about it unless you have some type of professional licensing whereby the licensing authority is responsible for reporting a bankruptcy to the licensing board. While you'll want to check your licensing requirements, reporting that you file for bankruptcy typically only occurs when you have a license to work in the financial field. Even then, the licensing board will know, and your employer may never find out. There are a few other ways employers may find out about your filing for bankruptcy. Now that you know the good news about filing bankruptcy and what your employer will either know or find out when you do so, you may still be concerned about whether they'll ever find out. This question is a little more difficult to answer because there are some times when they eventually find out that you chose to file for bankruptcy. These times include, they're searching through public records for information regarding their employees. The courts have issued either a wage garnishment or a payroll deduction order. In the rare likelihood that your employer is also your creditor, they'll find out. Get help filing bankruptcy in Clearwater, Florida. Now that you see that you don't need to be concerned about your employer learning about your bankruptcy, it's time to move ahead with your decision. Keep in mind that even if your employer finds out, it's unlikely that it'll impact your employment. However, it will impact your financial situation. In most cases, it'll be a positive impact, as filing bankruptcy can help you find your way back to financial stability. If you decide that this is the best way for you to take control back over your life, you'll need some help throughout the bankruptcy process. That's why we're here for you at the Weller Legal Group in Clearwater, Florida. With our experienced team working for you, we'll ensure that this process runs as smoothly and painlessly as possible. Your first consultation with us is free, so stop waiting and get in touch with us today. Even if you still have questions, contacting us is the first step to getting the answers you need, so don't put it off any longer.